Welcome everybody to the Advanced Manifestation Facebook group training for seasoned entrepreneurs there's a lot of seasoned entrepreneurs, but seasoned manifestors really. So I wanted to bring a topic today to the table that is, I think, deeper than just, general manifesting, change your life sort of stuff. I think it's the core of what we do when we're having success, like the core of everything that doesn't get talked about a lot. And somebody recently said this to me and I went, you know what? That's exactly what's going on. And it's exactly where we help people as well. So I thought I'd bring this topic in, which is called the survival trap, to the conversation. So, when we discover personal growth or manifestation and all this stuff, right? We've got stuff in our life that isn't working. We start to become aware, right? Of, hey, life is just different than what I want it to be. Like, I don't want that stuff. And we have these awakenings. And you've heard me talk about the 3D to 4D consciousness shift, where we start breaking through and we start, having, taking responsibility for our lives and our actions and all of that stuff, right? And then oftentimes, people learn about manifesting and energy and law of attraction and all of that stuff. And when we're moving in this world, there's a lot of perfectionism, but there's also like this big truth and a lie that it's going to be all magical and it's just going to happen and it's going to be out of nowhere. And you just have to do everything right to make it happen. And whatever that is, whether you want to manifest, the love of your life, you want to manifest more money, you want to just manifest your business or clients or whatever. It's not as simple as just a miracle happening randomly. Like, there are very specific things that people do that put them on that track. And so this specific conversation, I want to talk about where we're, like, the choices we're making where we go into survival, right? And when we're going into survival, we're making these choices from a scarcity and lack, panicked, fearful energy. So it's like, I want to fix my life. So I'm going to choose something. I'm just going to go in a different direction than where I was. So I'm just going to take an action. And so when we're in these, the survival mode, we have way less awareness, way less presence, way less awareness of what we're even trying to get away from to, right? Our vision, our destination, our target, our goal. Our future reality is not always at present mind. We just want to get out of the situation that we're in. So I see people do this a lot with money. Like, I just want to throw some money at the wall, or I want to do something to make this all change. But if we take it to the deeper level, right? One of the things that we have to be able to look at is, are you connected with a greater reality, your goal or your target? Are you really deeply connected with your target? And I find that a lot of people don't get all that connected with their target. They're like, yeah, I just want money to work, or I want my $10,000 or $20,000 a month. And if I just have that, then I'll solve the problem. So there's certain languaging that I hear people say, I can tell where they're at in all of this. And no matter where somebody's at, you can always upgrade into really a deeper conversation for yourself. But some of the things we get trapped in this survival is like, oh, I just need to whatever. So if you want to lose weight because you got an event coming up, well, I just need to diet, right? I just need to do the thing. And then you gain the weight right back after the event or whatever, right? I just need to, do this with the money. I just need to do the social media. I just need to, get my cardio in. I just need to eat the right things. I just need to be this way so that happens. It's all very linear, but also very scarcity driven, right? And you're running from the problem you think you have, or the uncomfortableness that is your life in some area. And I know this very well, having been in $150,000 of debt and, in some of these toxic relationships, and then battling with my body for many, many years, especially with dieting. Like, I'm just like, I want to look better for this event. And so what do I need to do to make this happen? So we look for an answer, right? And we don't actually look for the long-term solution, but also the long-term target. So whether it's money and you're like, yeah, I want to have money for everything that I want to be able to do in life. I don't want to be functioning off of this budget anymore that is like crammed into this smaller amount than I would like to have access to. Or maybe it's with your body, or maybe it's with relationships, or maybe you're buying a house, or whatever it is. If we're coming from these quick fix, magic pill sort of choices, what we're missing out on is getting deeply connected with where we're going. What are we actually creating? And I think that, what I've seen so much within myself, but also so many of our clients and so many people still struggling, is that when we learn these techniques, it truly does seem like if I just focus enough on the energy, if I just do the right things, then it'll all work out, which is also this scarcity scarcity energy, right? Because there's never enough. You can't be perfect. You're not going to be high vibe 100% of the time. It doesn't exist. We are beings that have emotions and access to everything. So we're going to be on this journey of life, and it's not about being perfect. It's not about getting it perfect. It's not about making the right choices. It's not about forcing ourselves. So this survival trap is coming from a lack of connection to the destination. Right? The reality that you are creating, that you're all in for. And sometimes that's scary because life has showed us many times that we don't get what we want, or we've tried and it hasn't worked out. So we have these old beliefs or this fear that if I really go for it, it's not going to work out. So that's what keeps us doing these other things that don't really work out. So then we get these little tastes of success. Right before I went to the States the last time a few years ago, I lost a bunch of weight and I was feeling so good, but I was on a very, very, very restricted diet. It was not sustainable. So once we got back, COVID hit, I was like, let it all go. And all of a sudden the weight came back on. So my little success now became a big failure again. So we repeat these patterns over and over. And I even caught myself for a while trying like, well, how am I going to lose this weight? I should really be working out. And then the mind chatter comes in, the wrongness and the judgment piles on. And what I really had to look at was, what is my long-term target here? What do I want for my life in a year? How do I want to be feeling in a year? Right? What do I see as my future, and really get connected to that specifically for me with my body? And that led me on a whole different journey of healing my gut. Well, when you're trying to lose weight, it's more about calories in, calories out, and the diet, right? But when you're healing your gut, it's not about the weight loss. It's about actually healing your gut, shifting my hormones, shifting to, activities that I want to do and are pleasurable versus the things I think I need to do that'll burn the most calories. So the mindset shift based on what I was actually wanting for my future, that had to change. Because otherwise I was just going into scarcity with it. Like, oh, I just got to lose the weight. If I just could lose the weight, right? It's these repetitive things that we do to ourselves. No matter what area of life it is, it doesn't actually matter. And so living in this scarcity leads us to these mini successes that usually end up in failures or massive plateaus, right? So as I was looking at this, my friend mentioned it and I started reading deeper. It's from Michael, let me say his name right here, Michael Michalowicz. He's been an author for a long time. He's got some amazing books, but when I was reading through it, I was like, this is exactly what's happening with so many people in the manifestation world. We get these mini successes, we get these little magics, whatever, but then are we really connected to what you truly desire? Now, there's a caveat here because sometimes we go to that and we're like, yes, I want to have $1 million. I want to have $50,000. That's probably possible depending on what you set up for yourself, the vehicles you set up for yourself, the energies you're being, and stuff like that. And also, it could show up magically. Like I say magically, like instantly from an inheritance, for example, like things can show up, right? Lots of other things. But when you have a long-term target for your life, yes, magical things will happen as you're going on that road, but it's really more about fulfilling on your vision, fulfilling on your purpose being here, being congruent in that way, because that's when the magic shows up anyway. But if you're not following through on that vision, not connected to it, not confident in it, or maybe not even free to be all of you in that life that you would like to have, that's where we can help. Okay. So getting really clear on what this future is, like really clear, including your values of your future self, your standards of this version of you, your targets, what feels congruent, being able to follow your awareness. So much of the time I hear people say, oh, I have everything I need, or I just need to do this. I just need to use what I have, or I just need to whatever, fill in the blank. That's a scarcity, a survival, scarcity also, but it's a survival conversation. Okay. Because that's likely not the first time they've said that. I said it so many times to losing weight in my 46 years of life. It was probably spent over 30 years trying to lose weight, right? So many people can relate. I just need to exercise. I just need to eat less. But did I? Did I actually follow through? Part of the reason, well, I did follow through at some points. You know, we've all been on this journey of the ups and the downs and all of that. Well, I would say many of us have, especially as women. The I just need to is a way to force yourself into the solution you think will solve the problem. The solution you think will solve the problem. But usually, if this problem has been going on for a while, it's usually not the solution. Because you would have already gone there. The problem or the issue is actually in your consciousness. Because you think that this is the problem, but it's usually when I talk to people and they say, oh, this is just my problem. I'm not following through. I just need to follow through. I'll set up my life and I'll put it in my calendar. And then I talk to them in 30 days. Nothing's changed. Now they just have one more failure under their belt. And I go, okay, great. So let's see what actually is going on with you. So the problem, and I actually don't believe there's any problems. I believe that we see things that are incongruent, but we call them problems. So if somebody talks to me, here's my problem. I might ask you if you ever talk to me, what do you think your problem is? And you'll tell me, I know exactly what that problem is. All right, what do you think the solution is? And then they'll tell me what they think the solution is, mostly. So many people say, I'll say, so what's challenging about this? And they'll say, me, I'm in the way, right? That's your subconscious, right? That's your old identity, right? But also we're looking at what we think is the problem, what we think is the solution, and how we can't actually follow through. So much of the time, the problem that you think is the problem is not the problem. Our focus is on the wrong thing. Our focus is misaligned. And then we back up to the solution we think is, usually that's not the solution either. For me, it's not calories in, calories out. It's been healing my gut. It's been shifting my hormones. It's been having a different relationship with my body and food. Right? So are the exercise and the food's definitely a part of it? Yeah, but it's not in the way I was seeing it. So my perspective had to change. Once my perspective changed, then I started getting the results I wanted. And these are your blind spots. These are my blind spots. We all have these blind spots. It's amazing when you see one of your blind spots and you go, what? Because you've been so focused over here thinking that this is what you need to fix. This is what you need to resolve. And you're on a hamster wheel. Okay. The shift in perspective gets you connected to what you truly desire as your life on a deep level and who you are. And that's the work that so many people have skipped over or just didn't even know was even available. So I'd like to invite you, if this is resonating with you, invite you to have a chat, a clarity chat, or even an application for the Transform Yourself program. And check it out and let's see if we can spot some of your blind spots so that you can have an easier time going from where you are to where you want to be in your life. This is our specialty. This is what we do all day long. The process that we lead people through and transform yourself, you get a deep connection to your future self and your future. And then we're taking you on a journey directly there. And that's why we get such great results, is because we get people out of this survival mode where they're trying all the different things and then looping themselves around in circles based on this conversation we're having. I just need to. You don't know how many times I've heard, if I had $1 for every time I heard, I just need to, right? It's the biggest excuse to get you out of making the choice that will change your life. Now, if you say that and you follow through, fantastic. 90% of people don't. And that means they're misaligned, focused on the wrong problem, wrong solution. So if I could show you what is actually going on and the solution so that you can bring your dreams alive, would that be worth it to you? It's so exciting. We have such a great time seeing our clients' results. And we had somebody the other day that was in for 2 weeks, and she said, everybody should do this. This is amazing. You get clarity, you get the confidence, you get the follow through for yourself. You get a coach to help you through, to be able to help you see those blind spots. It's amazing. So getting out of this survival mindset, right? Out of your own hamster wheel, just choosing the things. What is it that you can choose today that will support you getting really clear, stepping into your confidence, following through in a way that empowers your whole entire life? I put the link above so you can find a time to chat with Lydia, and she'll have a really awesome conversation with you. There's never any pressure. We're always looking for clarity. And if we can help you and help you actually get some clarity of whatever's going on for you too. Thanks for being here today. And I do wonder what's available for you when you connect to that future and start being that version of you. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.